Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mayor Andrew J. Ginther.
Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is. Good evening, Columbus. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Before we begin, let's give another round of applause to the young people who got this evening started. The Harmony Project's Student Arts Program, Demisha Marshall, the Fort Hayes Air Force Junior ROTC Color Guard, and Michael Thompson. Just amazing young people who really represent the best and the brightest, the future of our city. I also want to thank the many elected officials from the city, the county, and the region for being here, along with our city employees, community partners, labor and faith leaders, and neighborhood advocates. Thank you for taking the time to show up, sit in community, and talk about the future of the city we all call home. Welcome to the 2026 State of the City. We're here at the home of the Harmony Project, and we chose this location tonight for a reason. This space is a physical manifestation of public-private collaboration. It's a testament to what happens when we invest in connection, not just revitalization. Tonight, as we talk about the successes we've achieved and the challenges we face, you'll notice we are sitting at round tables, not in rows of chairs. That's because we're going to face the future together, facing one another. You might have also noticed the extra place setting at your table this evening. This is a family tradition from my grandmother. She would always leave a place for one more person to join the dinner table, because you never knew who may wish to join you for some comfort and connection. Tonight, may the extra place settings at each of your tables remind you that we live in a growing and welcoming city where we share responsibility to make sure there's always room for one more. The state of our city is strong, but it's also a challenging time in America and a consequential moment for Columbus. Many of us feel anxiety and uncertainty. When our phones light up with yet another notification, it can make us want to pull away instead of pushing forward. And at the very moment we need connection most, social media has us shaking a fist instead of waving hello. Sadly, negativity gets more clicks than thoughtful conversations that respect differing opinions. As we strive to live up to the Opportunity City name, we must listen to each other, find compromises, and pursue solutions that create success for everyone. So tonight, let's face the world together here in Columbus. Our power rests in our belief in one another. When times are tough, we rely on each other as we push past the obstacles in our common path. I learned that at my own dinner table. I grew up, as you know, here in Columbus in a family that fostered brothers and sisters for well over 30 years. 47 in all, Mom had counted up, not all at the same time. Not every child who came into our home needed the same thing to succeed, but all of them needed our family's love, safety, and consistency, represented by that extra place setting. That experience taught me something fundamental about equity. Fairness doesn't require sameness. Equity is giving people what they need to thrive. That family lesson and a memorable school experience created an important intellectual and emotional foundation for me. As a little boy, I had dreams of playing in the NFL. Turns out I was a little slow. But the greatest teacher I ever had pointed me down a different path. Ruth Hale changed the course of my life. Ruth and her husband, Frank Hale Jr., were active civil rights leaders and legendary in Columbus for their impact. So it makes sense that inside her fourth grade classroom, Dr. Chapman at Brentnell Elementary School, Mrs. Hale demanded greatness, even from 10-year-olds. She regularly assigned book reports, and the one I wrote about Bobby Kennedy opened my eyes. His story of lifting up overlooked and underserved people showed me that public service really can change lives. Those lessons on equity, taught both at home and in the classroom, have remained with me through every chapter of my public service career. From challenges at the Board of Education to City Council's struggles navigating the financial crisis, to leading this city through moments of grief, unrest, and recovery. Based on what the people of Columbus have taught me, I believe we're living in the city's most consequential decade of the next century. How lucky are we that we get to lead during this most consequential time? This is the decade that will determine whether growth divides us or if we pull up another chair. The choices we make now about safety, housing, opportunity, and how we treat one another will shape Columbus for generations to come. We are a community blessed with resources. This year we had the biggest operating budget in the city's history. However, rising costs mean our dollars won't stretch as far as they used to. But that doesn't mean we won't succeed. As your mayor, I am confident we will rise to the occasion. My confidence is rooted in our people. We opened this evening with a video highlighting some of the recent obstacles we overcame together. It's a small sample of countless times the people of Columbus have met big challenges by lifting up their neighbors and refusing to give up on one another. That doesn't happen by accident. It happens because your city shows up for you and you show up for your city. When Winter Storm Fern tested our ability to deliver essential services, city crews worked around the clock to meet the moment. They cleared streets, repaired frozen water mains, responded to emergencies, and continued to collect residents' trash. We didn't do it alone. The city received assistance from Franklin County engineer Adam Fowler, who sent more than 20 trucks and workers to clear our residential streets and haul snow out of downtown. Let's give it up for his office and for our Columbus snow warriors, our water warriors who kept us safe and moving during that once-in-a-decade storm. Safety is the most fundamental responsibility of city government. In 2025, the Columbus achieved something significant. We recorded the lowest number of homicides in nearly 2 decades. The fewest since 2007. Put that in some perspective, today we have about 25% more people living here than we did in 2007. That happened because this city is committed to a comprehensive approach to public safety. We committed to a strategy that focuses on prevention, intervention, and enforcement. The results of this commitment are behind me on the screen. But these are not abstract statistics. The lives saved, families that remain intact, and communities spared additional trauma. This is about people. This is about families. This is about neighborhoods. There are many people to thank for this progress. But tonight I want to recognize the women and men of the Columbus Division of Police and their leadership. Columbus Police Chief Elaine Bryant has demonstrated what can happen when you combine a fresh perspective with an eagerness to collaborate with community and a willingness to stand by your people, as well as hold them accountable to highest standards. Thank you, Chief Bryant, for your leadership and your contributions to the city. I'm also excited to begin the next chapter of leadership in public safety as we conduct a national search for our next fire chief. And I look forward to introducing a new chief to the community this year. Many officers will also tell you that growing community collaboration is one of the many factors helping to drive violence down and case closures up. That's why tonight I want to share with you the stories of several residents who have embraced our collective priorities and are doing the work day in and day out to make our city a safer, more prosperous place to live. First, I want you to meet Alma Diaz, founder of Alianza 614, and an advocate for West Side residents enduring hardships.
So Alma has been a great partner over the years. Her ability to connect with the community and gain their trust and buy-in has been instrumental in the division connecting with the community as well.
Alianza is an alliance of grassroots organizations. This program is for the West Side, where all the community are welcome. In Alianza, we have different projects. In March, we start to the produce market every 4th Wednesday in the month for the all peoples around. Please attend in the morale. We have food for all peoples. And we have other event, Happy Backpack or Mochila Feliz. We bring the shoes, backpacks, food and resource and information for the kids. In October, we have awareness and domestic violence.
Alma is raising a family to be the same way that she has been for years. She has been consistently serving the West Side community, pushing for reform, pushing for advocacy, pushing for services and resources to be made available.
I believe in the teenagers. They are not the future, they are the present. They are the present. If you care one plant and you put water and you care to, maybe you say good words to the one plant and put water and they grow nice shape. That is the same with the kids. If you say with love, with attention, we have a good citizen in the future.
The future of the West Side looks so much brighter because she is there. And something that I like to promote is that we need more people like Alma to step up and do the kind of work that she is doing. The need is there, the know-how is there. It's just about finding people to step up and continue the trend that she has set of serving others and putting others ahead of herself.
We are so grateful for Alma, her commitment to her neighbors and to our city. You know, stories like this show that real and lasting public safety is multifaceted. Even though violent crime has been on a climb, the rise in domestic and intimate partner violence still demands honesty, coordination, and action. That's why last year, our Office of Violence Prevention increased its work convening our violence prevention ecosystem. The team brought new programming into schools, neighborhoods, youth detention centers, and with those who need a second chance. We launched the Safer Together 614 campaign, brought practical tools for de-escalation, healthy relationships, and bystander intervention directly to the community. Our Columbus Violence Reduction Program offered individuals at the greatest risk of perpetuating gun violence with relationship-based interventions that sought to keep them active, safe, and out of prison. We've also learned the importance of responding to non-fatal shootings with the same gravity as homicides. This helps us not just solve, but prevent future crimes. Last year, we invested in a pilot program in the Linden area, where our officers applied the same level of investigative expertise and urgency to non-fatal shootings as we bring to homicide cases. Our 2025 citywide rate for solving non-fatal shootings is about 51%. In our pilot project, that rate is now nearly 92%. That program works. And that's why in 2026, we will expand it to an additional police zone in our city. Violence prevention is not passive. It is intentional. And when we invest with purpose, lives are saved and more young people stay at the table and build a future. In 2021, Devin Speaks arrived at Grant Hospital with life-threatening injuries after being stabbed in the eye. Representatives from Voice, a trauma-informed case management program for victims of violent crime, were able to connect with Devin at his bedside. They helped him get the support he needed to heal physically and emotionally. Today, Devin works at a treatment facility, determined to give others the same second chance he received. Devin, his sister Chastity, and one of his strongest supporters, Thaddeus, are here with us tonight. Let's give it up for Devin for all of his hard work. It's great being with you earlier, Devin. We're proud of you. Proud of you. The Voice program is just one example of how we're growing trust between the community and those who work to keep it safe. Back in December, that trust was tested when federal immigration enforcement activity intensified in Columbus without notice or communication. Many of our neighbors were frightened. They were afraid to leave their homes, send their children to school, or even call 911 in a crisis, for fear it could lead to immigration enforcement activity. Neighbors, I want you to know that my executive order from 2017 remains in effect. It says we will not use city resources to do the federal government's job. Every city employee, including police officers, firefighters, 911 call takers, are here to protect people and keep our city safe, not to act as federal immigration agents. Your city government is committed to standing with all our neighbors to maintain the public trust we've worked so hard to build. In 2026, we'll invest more than $850 million in public safety. Residents expect us to use every penny to keep our communities safe, And that's where our focus remains. It's why we've continued to expand our alternative crisis response programming and resources each year since 2021. We want to make sure the right professionals respond at the right moment. 2026, the city will invest $8.8 million to continue to expand those programs. This includes $1 million in new funding that will, for the first time in our city's history, equip the city with a team of 5 non-uniform experts who will respond to calls for help related to mental and behavioral health crises. This team of clinicians and social workers will leverage their professional expertise to engage these individuals and transition them into the appropriate level of care. Recently, we received an email from the family of a young Columbus man who suffers from bipolar disorder. As his family was supporting him through a recent bout in crisis, our CPD Right Response Unit was sent to his aid. Our crisis intervention team was able to step in, de-escalate the situation, and get him the care that was right for him and his family. Their thanks shows us what success looks like. Neighbors, Columbus and the Central Ohio region are growing. People keep choosing this community as the place they want to build their lives. Reliable estimates show our regional population will grow to about 3 million by 2050 as we continue to attract jobs, talent, and investment. Our job is to make sure our growth is dynamic and inclusive. If we want to build a safe and prosperous city, we have to build enough housing both for newcomers and the families who have built Columbus for generations. That means we must build 200,000 new housing units across this region over the next 10 years to keep our supply of housing in line with demand. Managing this balance well is our best shot at making our community affordable for everyone who wants to live here. Tonight, I'm proud to say that the Regional Housing Coalition is off and running. It is designed to do what Columbus 2020 did for regional economic development 2 decades ago. It will convene the private sector and regional jurisdictions so each can do its part to build the housing we need throughout Central Ohio. For our part, I pledge that Columbus will deliver half of our regional housing need, 100,000 new homes in the next 10 years. The Regional Housing Coalition will support our partners across Central Ohio so they can deliver the other half. Neighbors, these goals aren't about bricks and sticks, developers and builders. It's about creating options for every young person, family, empty nester, and senior to have an affordable place to call home in the neighborhood of their choice. And tonight I have some good news to share. Last year's housing permit data is in, and we're projecting that construction of about 9,100 new homes were authorized in 2025. That's a 50% increase over 2024 and the largest number of housing permits we've issued in 25 years. We're doing well as a region too. We estimate that the Columbus metro area started construction on more than 15,800 new homes for families last year, a 17% increase. This stands in strong contrast with our peer cities around the country, where housing starts are flat or falling. One of the drivers of our progress in Columbus is our affordable housing bonds. In 2019 and 2022, voters overwhelmingly approved bonds that totaled $250 million. So far, we've allocated or committed more than $200 million of that total, resulting in the creation or preservation of more than 7,000 affordable homes. And we're leveraging our dollars to make them work harder. Our $200 million also have unlocked nearly $1.5 billion in public and private funding to build affordable rental housing. That includes income-qualified rental units, home ownership opportunities, as well as housing for individuals who have complex needs and require additional services and support. We've also invested $7 million in emergency and critical home repairs for low-income homeowners to help them remain stably housed in their home. These repair programs have helped people like Gloria, who moved into Argyle Park in 1977. A few years ago, her 30-year-old furnace began acting up. She thought she needed to take out a loan to replace it, and it was too much on her fixed income. Instead, our Home Safe and Sound program replaced her furnace, upgraded her exterior electrical work, and patched up her front porch, all at no cost to her. Because she Gloria deserved a chance to age in place in the neighborhood that she helped build. I'm incredibly grateful to say that in November, Columbus voters endorsed our progress once again by approving a third affordable housing bond package, this time for $500 million. Because of this, Columbus will make one of the largest municipal bond investments in affordable housing anywhere in America. We spent months connecting with hundreds of people who have deep knowledge in this space. We listened to nonprofit housing developers, property managers, and those who serve people experiencing homelessness. It guided us to identify the best ways to allocate these funds. Here's what we plan to do. First, we'll invest $150 million to build new affordable homes for low and middle income families. Residents of these new developments will spend no more than 30% of their income on a safe and stable place to call home. Next, we'll invest $125 million in housing stability, transforming our shelter system to better respond to individuals and families' needs. We'll build transitional and permanent supportive housing to help folks out of shelters and into a safe and stable home. We'll invest another $175 million to build housing that provides greater access to opportunity. That means acquiring land to build more affordable homes along the new Link Us corridors and in desirable neighborhoods with access to jobs and amenities. And then there's $50 million for new innovative programs that enable us to collaborate with the nonprofit and private sectors so we can expand the value of this incredible investment. We'll start making these investments in 2027, but we're also focused on the here and now. The Zone In program is now in its second phase of modernizing our zoning code for the first time in 70 years. It will allow us to unlock our housing market with greater efficiency while maintaining high standards for development. It will help us build up, not out. It will create walkable, vibrant neighborhoods where people want to live, work, and build their families and their lives. Zoning modernization is important because the faster we responsibly move housing from concept to completion, the more affordable our city becomes. It translates to lower rents, lower purchase prices, and more people able to live in the neighborhood of their choice. When we spoke with stakeholders about how to invest these bond dollars, one recurring theme was that demand is outpacing supply. The other theme we heard is that housing stability is just as important as housing creation. I can think of few stories that prove this point better than that of Chris Kelly, a social worker with legal aid of Southeast and Central Ohio. Chris works to prevent evictions and homelessness in our city, one household at a time.
Coming to eviction court, I see our clients, I see tenants feeling guilty, feeling the burden being put on themselves of struggling to provide for their families. More often than not, they're working families. They're people just trying to make income match up to what rent is.
Chris is an amazing resource at Legal Aid. He finds solutions for a lot of our cases where there's not a litigation solution, making sure they're housed even after the case is completed.
I have to come from a foundation of calm and clarity to help the people who are really going through it. It's a very chaotic environment. It's hard for people to show up here at their best. I work with seniors who have been in their homes for a long time on fixed incomes, veterans. I work with working mothers who have kids in school. Housing instability is going to affect that kid's education. It's so important for every Columbus resident to have a safe and secure place. My hope for the city as far as housing is very simple. I want families to not worry if their rent is going to rise too much for them to pay. I want them to not have to worry if they're going to get a non-renewal lease on their month-to-month. I want them to not worry where their kids will go to school, or if they miss a paycheck, or they have an injury, if they get to keep their home. It's really encouraging to see that the efforts are starting to work. It takes a lot of effort and we still have a long way to go, but it's really heartening, and it's great to be a small part of that work.
Thank you, Chris, for the work you do for Columbus families every day. Stories of residents who are being pushed to the brink of homelessness make our mission crystal clear. But this is not the first time that our community has faced a mandate for change. 2009, during the Great Recession, the people of this great city chose to invest rather than retreat. That discipline positioned us for growth. We established Columbus 2020 when the job market was soft and transformed downtown from a place people left at night into a place where people love to live. Doing the work now instead of later is the harder choice. But those decisions fueled our current success. Columbus is more resilient and our people are more prosperous today because we pushed forward yesterday, even when the future was uncertain. By working together in this way, we created muscle memory. We gathered lessons we can use again. We learned how to stack hands to help those who are working hard and playing by the rules improve their own lives. That requires us to make the same sacrifices that previous generations made for us. Earlier tonight, you got to meet Michael Thompson as he led the Pledge of Allegiance. Michael's been interning at the Rickenbacker Woods Foundation in Driving Park since 2023, and he'll soon study engineering at Bowling Green State University. Last year at the dedication of the new playground at Rickenbacker Woods, Michael told me he wants to use the opportunity he's been given to help empower the next generation of community leaders. I'm proud of this incredible young man. and his determination to help others. Thank you, Michael. In Columbus, we invest in helping people flourish. Our public health department tells us that our life expectancy in Columbus has rebounded to more than 76 years of age, back to where it was before the pandemic. Last year, overdose deaths from our brothers and sisters were below 400, down from a pandemic high of 805. That includes a 15% decrease from 24 to 25. More neighbors living improved, healthier lives. Since the city's flavored tobacco ban took effect 3 years ago, smoking rates are at an all-time low of 11.2%. And last year, Columbus Public Health partnered with Columbus City Schools, Nationwide Children's Hospital, and the Columbus Division of Fire to host our first student health fair to provide almost 1,000 immunizations to 364 students. And our Department of Public Service says that fatal traffic crashes are on the decline, thanks to Vision Zero. In 2021, we lost 74 adults and children to traffic crashes. That number dropped to 48 in 2025. Our goal is to get this number to zero by 2035 and keep it there. To help people get ahead in 2025, we sponsor job training as well as reentry programs that help people returning from incarceration rebuild their lives. We invested more than $28 million in youth programs, providing nearly 70,000 opportunities for young people to access job training, learning support, recreation, and safe places to belong. In 2024, we announced our Economic Mobility Accelerator Program, which offers residents a $500 monthly stipend to use at their discretion while they complete job training to advance their careers. Tonight, I want to introduce you to Lorenzo Brett, who is helping those accelerators move into high gear.
We know that closing the wealth gap means that people have to have housing, people have to have jobs. And so wealth building is really what Lorenzo is focused on.
So the Economic Mobility Accelerator Initiative, which is our financial education program, helps families that are asset limited, income constrained, but employed. So now we have 30 individuals, each receiving $500 a month over the next 24 months. It's been instrumental in helping some of these people just stay afloat. Or we had a family who's the father of the family got into a car accident, and so he lost income for a couple months, and the wife sort of struggled. But with that extra $500, it allowed them to stay afloat. It assisted them with catching up on their bills. It's probably the best program that the city and the mayor's office has put on so far. So I appreciate being able to help families in our area. I started at the Urban League as a child in their summer youth program working for Sam Gresham. I mean, I wouldn't be where I am today without a lot of the things that I learned working in summer youth. They helped me, they helped my family, and so I'd love to give back to everyone because of that.
So what Lorenzo brings to the table is authenticity. He accepts people where they're at when they come into the door, no matter what their circumstances are. And that's the kind of individual that if you're going to do this work here at the Columbus Urban League, you have to be able to be your authentic self, but also be able to accept people where they come from and where they're at.
This isn't about me. This is about the people that we serve, the people that we can help. We want to make sure that we're taking care of our community and we're closing the wealth gap. These are things that people didn't know about. So incorporating Journey to Wealth and the Economic Mobility Accelerator Initiative was just a no-brainer.
Let's thank Lorenzo. I think Lorenzo and his family are here. Thank them for helping our residents move into upward mobility. Can't do it without you, Lorenzo. Thanks for your service. During my first term in office, I told you my top 3 priorities were neighborhoods, neighborhoods, neighborhoods. It wasn't a slogan, it was a promise. And in the past 10 years, we and our partners have invested nearly $765 million into Linden, the Hilltop, and Eastland. These are neighborhoods that have experienced disinvestment for far too long. And we know for us to become America's opportunity city, every family in every neighborhood needs to share in our success. When we committed to invest in these neighborhoods, we said we would create real pathways to opportunity. The data shows that commitment is making a difference. We're supporting new community development corporations like LIDA in Linden, Hilltop Rise, and Edge in Eastland. We're expanding small business access to capital and revitalizing commercial corridors so neighborhood entrepreneurs can grow and hire locally. We're investing in people. The Hilltop Early Learning Center and the One Linden Schools Initiative. We're closing academic gaps, expanding workforce training, and connecting families to health and behavioral services. We do these things so children can succeed and adults can compete. We've also made investments in the places where people come together. In 2025, we opened the Fran Ryan Center for Seniors. We redesigned neighborhood parks and built new pickleball courts and adaptive sports facilities. We completed the final piece of the 14-mile Olentangy Trail to make it easier for people to move through our city in something other than a car. And we made sure families had places to cool off in the summer and stay warm in the winter. Rebuilding physical spaces encourages prosperity. For example, the Linden Green Line will transform an unused rail line into a 58-acre connective spine for opportunity. Bus rapid transit along West Broad will link the Hilltop to jobs across our region. And in Eastland, the new Prosperity Center will bring healthcare, workforce support, and neighborhood services under one roof. Because when we invest in places where people belong, our streets, corridors, and neighborhoods are stronger for it. Through the Clean and Safe Corridors program introduced last year, we're connecting with businesses and community stakeholders to identify ways to make our streets and sidewalks visibly cleaner and our neighborhoods safer. And then we bring a strike force of city resources to make it happen. This program is boosted by our partnership with the Center for Employment Opportunities Columbus, a second chance program specializing in providing work and support for individuals emerging from incarceration. They multiplied our people, our power, and allowed us to respond more quickly to community concerns around illegal dumping, litter, and overgrown brush. Tonight, I'm announcing our Clean and Safe Corridors program will continue in the same places where we spent time last year, but we're also going to expand to Long Street in the King Lincoln neighborhood, 161 here in Northland, and Refugee Road on the southeast side of town. These investments will be tailored to the community needs. So in the King Lincoln neighborhood, based on what we've heard from the residents and business owners, we'll focus heavily on small business grant support. And on 161 and Refugee Road, we will pair core services with storefront stabilization and safety improvements. This program shows how we can be intentional about equitable opportunity here in our city. It started shortly after I took office, when I appointed the most diverse cabinet in the city's history to help drive my agenda forward. And then we made a deliberate decision to elevate diversity, equity, and inclusion into the mayor's office. When I became your mayor, about 8.4% of city contracting funding went to minority and woman-owned businesses. Thanks to the great work of our Office of Diversity and Inclusion, in 2024, that number was 19.1%. Let me be clear. In 2026, we're not pulling back. We're leaning in and we're expanding. We'll focus on equitable business growth and preparing more local businesses to bid for and win city contracts. We'll concentrate on strategic innovation, pushing every city department to advance sustainability and equitable opportunity. And our Office of Diversity and Inclusion now will embrace the work of Sustainable Columbus and enhance its goals of environmental justice. Another one of my first decisions as mayor was to create the Columbus Women's Commission, along with my brilliant wife, Shannon. Under Shannon's leadership and the amazing commissioners who have stepped up from all different backgrounds, the commission's worked for a decade to advance pay equity, prevent evictions, and help women get ahead in the workplace. That work took on new ambition when Shannon and I announced last year that we want to make Columbus the nation's capital for girls and women's sports. Just last week, we launched the brand Ignite Her Columbus. Let's take a look. Ignite Her Columbus is rooted in the belief that sports teaches courage, resilience, and leadership. More than 90% of women in C-suite roles played sports as a young person. Companies led by women drive innovation through different perspectives and often outperform their competitors. Ignite Her Columbus seeks to create a pipeline of female athletes who take their lessons from the field and the court and the pitch to careers as entrepreneurs, executives, and civic leaders. 2 weeks ago, reporting from ESPN revealed that Columbus is vying to be the home of a new National Women's Soccer League team. Neighbors, this is a competition we can win. Our commitment to our Columbus crew, Columbus Fury, and Blue Jackets proves that Columbus fandoms are massive. And we set the stage for greatness by successfully hosting championships in women's soccer, golf, basketball, hockey, gymnastics, softball, and more. I passionately support our bid because I want professional women's sports to shine just as brightly as professional men's teams in our city. And neighbors, I want every young girl in Columbus to see greatness in the women who will take to the pitch at Scott's Miracle Grow Field. It will encourage them, light a fire in them, like it has for my little girl, to lead on the field, in the classroom, and in the boardroom, and in our community well beyond their playing days. I'd like to invite Jessica Broby, an 8th grader and basketball player at KIPP Columbus, to describe for us what our investment can mean for the women and girls of our city. Come on forward. Welcome, Jessica.
In Columbus, women and girls do more than play. They transform the game and set it ablaze. And on the courts, in the stands, in the boardrooms, we're writing a new definition for victory. We don't just welcome evolution, we amplify it. We set the stage for the type of greatness that transcends sport and sparks a future that belongs to her. We believe greatness is ignited.
Thanks, Jessica. We can't wait to see what the future holds for you on and off the court. What makes Columbus different is our robust culture of collaboration. We believe in partnership, regionalism, and meeting challenges together. Neighbors, we are not an either-or city. We are a both-and city. We reject false choices because growth and equity are not in competition. They strengthen one another. In Columbus, we know investing in core services while striving for an equitable future can be done simultaneously. We can invest in our police and pursue reform at the same time. We can grow our economy while conserving the environment. This city can support sports, human services, and safety all at the same time. Earlier tonight, we asked our in-person and virtual guests about the places where we need to invest in order to foster prosperity for the coming century. I believe we can pursue all of these priorities if we adopt a mindset focused on growth, not scarcity. Together, we can create the city we all envision, because Columbus is a city worth working for. I can't promise everything will be easy. Many forces shaping our experiences are outside of the control of local government. But I take strength from one of my favorite poems, On the Pulse of Morning by Dr. Maya Angelou. She reminds us that persistence and faith are not optional. They are required. She writes, "But today the rock cries out to us, clearly, forcefully, 'Come, you may stand upon my back and face your distant destiny, but seek no haven in my shadow.'" Here in Columbus, our power is in our belief in one another. When times are tough, we don't hide, we don't give in to fear. We do the work to shape a tomorrow that is brighter for every single one of us. In 2026, we will continue to drive down violent crime and expand violence prevention and intervention. We will implement housing investments at scale, strengthen neighborhoods, and reform zoning. And we will invest to protect safety and stability. Our programs are interwoven. Clean and safe corridors, Link Us, Zone In, Vision Zero, affordable housing bonds, and infrastructure growth are pieces of a larger vision. It's a vision that fosters equity and prosperity for every resident in every neighborhood. This is the Columbus we are building. This decade will not define itself. We will define it with the discipline and compassion that will become our legacy. Years from now, when people ask how Columbus became America's opportunity city, the answer will be simple. We made deliberate choices. We invested in our neighborhoods and our neighbors, and we refused to leave anyone behind. The future of Columbus is not something that happens to us. It is something we build together, and it starts now. Thank you for believing in this city. Thank you for believing in one another, and thank you for doing the work together. God bless Columbus, and God bless the United States of America.